Hello children, let's try to solve this question from Polynomials Class 10 competency-based questions. At how many points does the graph of the given expression intersect the x-axis? Show your work. So this question is from polynomials and we know that the graph of the polynomial intersects the x-axis at the point which are the zeros of the polynomial. So indirectly, we have to find the zeros of this polynomial. Or indirectly, we have to get the information about the zeros of this polynomial. The given expression is in the numerator and denominator form. The way to simplify this could be to get rid of this denominator, which can be simplified by taking the expression of the numerator x square minus 3 root 2x plus 4. And if somehow I can factorize this or middle term split this, and see if I can further simplify my numerator and denominator. So to middle term split this expression, I need two numbers, which upon adding gives me minus 3 root 2x. And when I multiply them, I should get 4x square. So basically 4 here can be considered as made up of 2 and 2. And 2 can further be looked as root 2 into root 2. Since the middle term is having root 2, so I need to have the factors which have root 2 because I can only add or subtract the like terms with root 2. So the factors can be minus 2 root 2x minus root 2x plus 4. That means if I add minus 2 root 2x and minus root 2x, I'll get minus 3 root 2x, which is correct. If I multiply them both, negative sign gives me a positive, which is also correct. And 2 root 2 into root 2 gives me a 4, which is also correct. Taking x common, I get x minus 2 root 2. Again, taking root 2 common, I get x minus 2 root 2. That means my factors are x minus 2 root 2 into x minus root 2. This means if I go back to my expression and simplify this as x minus 2 root 2 into x minus root 2, and the denominator was x minus root 2 itself, the numerators x minus root 2 and the denominators x minus root 2 gets cancelled, which makes the question so simple. The polynomial, which was looking so complex, ultimately it turns out to be a linear polynomial because the power of x is 1. That means it has only single zero. That means there is one point where this polynomial will be intersecting the x-axis because it has only 1, 0. So at how many points does the graph intersect the x-axis? It will be at 1 point. And let's say if they ask you what that point will be, we can definitely substitute this x minus 2 root 2, equate it to 0 to get x as 2 root 2. So basically the question is simplified. We got the 0 as 2 root 2 and we know that it's a single 0. So it will be only one point where the graph of this expression will intersect the x-axis. The main concept used here, children, is the simplification of the polynomial numerator and denominator, and to be able to middle term split this. Thank you so much.